Imagine a vast desert landscape, unified by revolutionary faith, suddenly igniting a civilization that would span continents and inspire centuries of unparalleled intellectual, artistic, and scientific advancement. This is the story of the rise of Islamic civilizations, a period of explosive growth from the 7th century onwards that transformed the geopolitical map and profoundly influenced human knowledge. From humble beginnings in the Arabian Peninsula, a new religion and a new empire rapidly emerged, leaving an indelible mark on the world. But how did this remarkable transformation occur? And what were the key elements that fueled its incredible ascent? Our journey begins in the early 7th century, in the Arabian Peninsula, a land of nomadic Bedouin tribes and bustling trade cities like Mecca. It was here, round 610 CE, that the Prophet Muhammad began receiving divine revelations, which would form the basis of Islam. Islam, meaning submission to God, offered a monotheistic faith emphasizing equality, justice, and community the Ummah. Initially facing persecution in Mecca, Muhammad and his followers migrated to Medina in 620 to CE, an event known as the Hijra, marking the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Muhammad established the first Islamic state, uniting previously warring tribes under the banner of Islam. By 630 CE, Muhammad returned to Mecca peacefully, cleansing the Kaaba and solidifying Islam's presence. Upon the Prophet Muhammad's death in 630 to CE, a crucial question rose: who would lead the Muslim community? The answer came in the form of the Caliphate, a system of succession where the leader, or Caliph, would act as the political and religious successor to the Prophet. The first four Caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, are known as the Rightly Guided Caliphs. Their rule saw a period of astonishingly rapid expansion, motivated by religious fervor, economic opportunity, and strategic unity. Muslim armies launched a series of conquests. Within decades, they swept across the Arabian Peninsula, conquering the Byzantine provinces of Syria and Egypt, and decisively defeating the powerful Sasanian Persian Empire. And the relative religious tolerance often shown to conquered peoples, Christians and Jews, people of the book, were allowed to practice their faith upon payment of a special tax, the jizya. By 650 CE, the Islamic State stretched from North Africa to Persia, an empire built in a fraction of the time it took the Romans. This rapid expansion was due to several factors: the disciplined and motivated Muslim armies, the weakness of the Byzantine and Sasanian empires exhausted by their own wars, at its peak. The Umayyad Caliphate was one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. The early conquests led to the establishment of the Umayyad Caliphate 661 to 750 CE, centered in Damascus. Under the Umayyads, the empire continued to expand dramatically, pushing west across North Africa and into the Iberian Peninsula, Spain in 711 CE. They also began minting their own distinctive Islamic coinage. To the east, they extended their reach into Central Asia and parts of India. This discontent eventually led to their overthrow. It emphasized the equality of all Muslims, regardless of ethnic origin, fostering a more inclusive Islamic identity. The Umayyads introduced administrative reforms, including the use of Arabic as the official language across the vast empire. However, the Umayyads were often criticized for favoring Arab Muslims over non-Arab converts Mawali and for their secular governance. In mathematics, they developed algebra from the Arabic algebra, introduced Arabic numerals which originated in India, and advanced trigonometry. This period saw unparalleled advancements in science, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, and the arts. In 750 CE, a new dynasty, the Abbasid Caliphate 750 to 1258 CE, rose to power, moving the capital eastward to a newly built city, Baghdad, the Abbasid revolution signal. Significant shift. Baghdad, strategically located on major trade routes, quickly became one of the largest and most magnificent cities in the world, a vibrant hub of learning, commerce, and culture. The Abbasid era is often referred to as the Islamic Golden Age. Scholars from across the empire flocked to institutions like the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, a renowned center for translation and research. The Great Mosque of Damascus and the Great Mosque of Saumur are prime examples. Storytelling traditions gave rise to works like 1001 Nights. Here, ancient Greek, Roman, Persian, and Indian texts were translated into Arabic, preserving crucial knowledge that might otherwise have been lost to humanity. Muslim scholars didn't just preserve, they innovated. In astronomy, they built observatories, refined astronomical instruments, and accurately calculated the Earth's circumference. Their star catalogues and astrolabes were vital for navigation. Medicine saw revolutionary advancements. Scholars like Ibn Sina of Avicenna authored the Canon of Medicine, a medical encyclopedia that remained a standard text in Europe for centuries. They established hospitals, developed surgical techniques, understood contagion, and emphasized clinical observation. In philosophy, figures like Ibn Rushd, Averroes, and Al-Farabi synthesized Greek philosophy with Islamic thought, influencing European scholasticism. Chemistry from the Arabic alchemy emerged as a distinct field, with advancements in distillation, crystallization, and the production of new compounds. In geography, Muslim cartographers created highly accurate maps and globes, fueled by extensive trade routes and pilgrimages. Architecture flourished, producing magnificent mosques with intricate calligraphy, geometric patterns, and complex stones and arches. Art and literature also reached new heights. Calligraphy became a highly revered art form. Agriculture benefited from improved irrigation techniques and the introduction of new crops like citrus fruits, rice, and cotton. Islamic trade networks spanned the globe, connecting Europe, Africa, and Asia, facilitating the exchange of goods, technologies, and ideas. Gold from West Africa, silks from China, and spices from India flowed through Muslim lands, fueling prosperity. However, the Abbasid Caliphate eventually began to decline due to internal struggles, corruption, and the rise of autonomous regional dynasties. Despite this political fragmentation, the cultural and intellectual vibrancy of Islamic civilization continued to flourish in various centers. In Spain, the Umayyad Caliphate of Cordoba 929 to 1031 CE became another beacon of learning and tolerance, known as Al-Andalus. Cordoba rivaled Baghdad in its sophistication, boasting magnificent libraries, thriving universities, and harmonious coexistence between Muslims, Christians, and Jews. They served as a crucial bridge for knowledge, preserving and advancing ancient wisdom during Europe's Dark Ages. Scholars from Al-Andalus played a crucial role in transmitting Islamic and classical knowledge back into Christian Europe. Eventually, the Reconquista, a centuries-long Christian effort, gradually reclaimed the Iberian Peninsula, culminating in the fall of Granada in 1492. In Egypt, the Fatimid Caliphate 909 to 1171 CE established Cairo as a new intellectual and cultural center, founding Al-Azhar University, which remains the leading Islamic institution today. The Islamic world faced external pressures, including the Crusades from Western Europe starting in 1095 CE. While initially successful in capturing Jerusalem, the Crusader states were eventually defeated and Jerusalem returned to Muslim control. However, the most devastating blow came from the east, the Mongol invasions of the 13th century. In 1258, the Mongol armies sacked Baghdad, destroying the House of Wisdom and putting an end to the Abbasid Caliphate, a catastrophic event for the Islamic world. Despite the fall of Baghdad and political fragmentation, Islamic civilization proved remarkably resilient. New Islamic empires rose, such as the Ottoman Empire, the Safavid Empire in Persia, and the Mughal Empire in India. These empires continued to foster Islamic art, architecture, and scholarship for centuries, further extending the reach and influence of Islamic civilization. The legacy of the rise of Islamic civilizations is immeasurable. Their contributions to mathematics, science, medicine, philosophy, and art laid essential groundwork for the European Renaissance and the scientific revolution. They created a vast, interconnected cultural sphere that fostered trade, travel, and the exchange of ideas across 3 continents. The rise of Islamic civilization stands as a testament to the power of faith, innovation, and intellectual pursuit in shaping human history.